No, that's on a 1-inch square, not a 3x5 though. But I like where your head's at, right? Because you're still moving, right? And what's a fancy word for still moving?
Inertia.
Okay. I prefer momentum.
Sure.
It's Latin.
Okay.
So, but with that lesson of momentum, if I pull the trigger in the middle, where's the round going to land? High. And in this drill, what's the fucked up thing about missing high? You literally went past the target to get there, and that makes no sense. We've got to get out of this sniper mentality of the middle of the middle of the middle. Instead, start shooting for your highest margin of error, right? What do I mean by that? If I pull the trigger here, I have a 3-inch margin of error. If I pull the trigger in the middle, I have a 1.5-inch margin of error, making my life more difficult. Now, depending on your orientation to the target, that can change. What if I was at a higher ground aiming down? Where would my error of large margin be? The top of it going down. Does that make sense, guys, right? Start doing that, you'll be more successful. Sorry. So that's the overall 3 and 2 drill, right? I got 3 standards for this, right? The national is 3 seconds, the class is 250, the black belt patch is 2. What are you going to see in the 3-second one? You're going to draw. First round's going to hit. Bang. You're going to let your sight picture rise and fall. Bang. 2. Rise and fall. Bang. 3. We're not getting a 4th sight picture. We're also not driving. We're just letting the gun float up its own power. Prep. Pull. 4th run will land. Rise. Fall. And 5. Okay? Now, why am I letting my sight picture rise and fall at 3 yards? You guys have seen my recoil control. I don't need to do that, right? But what I'm doing is I'm assimilating the same drill as if I was at distance. At 3 yards, is my dot going to leave the A zone? At 25, is it going to leave the A zone? Most probably. All I'm doing is imitating that distance up close so I get more data. Make sense? Here's the other thing, guys. So I don't take credit for what my students do, right? If I teach you something cool and you don't practice it, it's not going to stick, right? So your hard work is what deserves the credit. Okay? Got it? Looks labored as shit at 3, right? That would be spicy as fuck at 25. And it's the same thing I'm looking for, okay? Next one, if it's there, pull the trigger, let it float up. If it's there, pull the trigger, will sound like this. Right? First 3, spicy. I got a big ass A zone in front of me. The second 2 are more careful than the first 3 because at the top I have a more difficulty of target, okay? All right, cool. Here we go. Okay. Right? Finally, the last one should sound like this, right? If it's there, hammer it, drive neckline, float, and hammer, it should sound like this. 5 even shots. That drive to the neckline should make the splits and the transitions sound about the same. So it should sound like 5 even shots. Okay? Right? So can anybody come up with a cadence word that matches those pace and rhythms, right? 1 Cincinnati, 2 Cleves, 3 Impact Shooting Center. No, you can't. Right? But what do you have right now that can match those pace and rhythms based on the difficulty of the target? Grip, sights, and trigger. And when you do that, then you don't have to follow some weird formula on a target you've never seen before because you automatically know how to adjust and modulate. Cool? All right, we're going to give that a try. Relay 1, you're up first. Again, guns out. We're going to go through all 3. I'll walk you through them, okay? Next one, if your sight package is there, pull the trigger, let it float up. If your dot's there, pull the trigger. Stand by. Next one, if it's there, hammer it. Drive the neckline, let it float up. If it's there, hammer it. Stand by.
I was good till those last ones. That was better.
Pick up your mags, relay dose.
You know exactly what you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so guys, Post Malone asked me a question. Cool. Guns out, make sure you're hot. Guns out, aimed in, and stay aimed in. First one, rise, fall, float, rise, fall. Stand by. Next one, if it's there, pull the trigger, let it float up. If it's there, pull the trigger. Stand by. If it's there, hammer it. Drive the neckline, let it float up. If it's there, hammer it. Stand by.
Slogan, thank you.
Are you enjoying that gun more?
Oh yeah.
Because Glock 43's what?
Suck.
Downrange.
I'm always preaching that in my videos, so it's nice to hear somebody say that.
Downrange.
Downrange.
Downrange!
All right. Sorry. You're good. You're good.
Shooter ready. Stand by. 292.
Okay, so 292, draw 148. Okay, splits 35, 34, 38, 37. Right. So my man, you compete, right? So we're gonna average that out to be about a 36 split. Make sense, right? We're on the same squad. I walk up to you, I go, hey, bro, I got a 36 split. What you know about that? What'd you say to me?
Probably like a C shooter. You gotta speed that up. Probably get to like 20s.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time wasted. When I was competing and I was trying to get my master classification, I was an ass. I'd say, get the fuck away from me in case that shit is contagious. All right? So you guys have mostly found me in social media, right? Right? See my videos and stuff like that. What if I made a video on Instagram or YouTube that said, the path to 36 splits? Would you watch it? Sure you would. You troll the shit out of me, man. It's like, I thought you were cool. You're a fucking idiot, right? But how did I beat a national standard by 0.08 of a second, right? With those casual ass splits. It's the first thing I did. Draw. Right? It was an efficient draw for what I was trying to do, right? A 148 draw at 25 yards is spicy. That's what I'm emulating here, okay? So guys, when the draw is part of the solution, when it's part of the solution and you have a good draw, you are sooner as opposed to faster. You are afforded the time to do those casual, careful splits if you have to. But if the draw is part of the solution and you have a shitty draw, then you fall down that slippery slope of trying to steal back time in the splits, right? And that's beyond your skill set. It never works out. So the low-hanging fruit is the draw. Here we go. Shooter ready.
Stand by. Time 198.
A little bit too, I had it made up for that shitty ass draw before. Anyway, so a little bit too spicy. Now, did everybody notice the pace and rhythm? What was it? Bop, 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 bop. Did I match the proper modulation? I did it maybe just a little bit too quick. We'll take a look at that. I'm not going to redo that demo, even though it was beyond what I told you the range was. 200ths of a second doesn't take away from the value of the lesson, right? Just like 200ths of a second, if I did 252, wouldn't have taken away from the value of the lesson, okay? So the draw, 107, right? A little bit more urgency. Splits, 16, 14, 34, 27, right? So we'll take the average of that, which is probably about 25. How about now, bro? I can do a 25 split. You need to paste all my targets in the match for me.
You're still not quite there, but you're blocked.
But you will paste all the targets in the match for me?
Only if I got one of those like really fun guns.
Okay. Yeah, so I have to give that to you. But what's the low-hanging fruit in that, right? In this particular one, it's ba ba ba, ba ba, right? The low-hanging fruit is the transition, or the medium-hanging fruit is a transition. A lot of you guys, I'm seeing you do this, right? Ba ba ba, and you get a fourth sight picture. And then you float up and do the other two. You're wasting time. That is not follow-through. I'm going to offer you something controversial, okay? Been talking to my man Donovan Moore about this, and I agree with him. There is no such thing as follow-through when you're shooting guns. No such thing, right? Let me challenge that to you, right? Abner's like, what the fuck?
No, because I've had that conversation
Have
too.
you really? Okay. For example, if this is just like any other sport, right? My man, when you are throwing the ball, right? If you just let the ball go here without proper follow-through, where's that ball going to go? Right? When you are golfing, even though it's not a sport, okay? And you don't follow through on that swing. On the baseball bat, you don't follow through on that swing. On a jump shot, you don't follow through with that. It's going to affect the performance of your projectile right now, right? If you don't follow through on your pistol, does it affect the round you just shot? It does not. That's just some bullshit that people made up, right? Getting a fourth sight picture when it is unnecessary is not follow through. It's a waste of fucking time. Why? Because you got two more things to shoot. So here's what you should do instead of follow through. Do the thing you're doing until you're done doing it. Then immediately do the next thing. And you guys coming down to just go back up, it's a waste of time. So transition are the medium hanging fruit. Okay.
Stand by. 168.
Okay, so 168, right? So the draw was a 99. Splits 18, 18, 16, 17. All below 18, all under control. Clean run on demand, 168.
Stand by. Go. Stand by.
My grip was terrible that time.
Well, it wasn't too shabby. He's still dead, but be careful of the dot where the placement is.
Stand by.
That thing is vicious. Da, da, da.
Just some
Here we go. Stand by.
It looks like you're getting a fourth sight picture. Let that recoil ride you up.
take like a half step forward.
Me?
Here we go. Final one. Stand by.
Another half.
There's a possibility of that last one. I think
I'd rather be behind that thing.
Or back.
The compensator is just going whack, 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 whack.
Then still take a
Awesome.
half
Holster up, pick up your mags, relays.
Ooh, that's a warm gun.
You guys may have noticed that I don't run my class like some other classes you may have taken, right? So basically, supervised drills and war stories, right? I run it like a jiu-jitsu class. So Brazilian jiu-jitsu, we call our teaching black belts professors, okay? When they introduce a new technique, they will explain what it is, then they'll get an assistant, and they will demo that technique over and over again at different speeds, explaining every detail and nuance to that technique. Then when they get done demoing, you and your partner drill and drill and drill and drill that technique. They'll walk around giving refinements and nuances to your technique like Shane and I have been doing, right? Then when we get done drilling, then we roll, right? We spar. Because if you can't do it under pressure, you can't do it. How are we going to do it under pressure? Individual times. You guys have 2 chances. You get a clean 3 and 2 run, okay? Whatever one is quicker and clean, that's the one we count for you. All right, cool. So whoever is winning at any individual time, stand by to stand by, you get to hold on to, these pockets are way too deep, the Jedi's chalice. Okay? You get to hold on to that. If I hand this to you, please remember your time, because Shane and I will probably forget it, right? Also, when I hand this to you, look me in the eye. Why? Because it's awkward. That's why. Okay? Whoever wins this gets an MSP sticker pack. The first part of it is a tribute to Iron Maiden, right? Instead of the Killers where Eddie has an axe, he's got a PDP, all right? One of my logo stickers, right? One of my t-shirts, and a $100 gift certificate to Howitzer Clothing. All right, so got to put the screws to you somehow, right? Awesome. So let's start down there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Shane, can you run it since your thought timer is working? How are you going to burn it down?
I'm gonna get there soon. I'm just gonna get my grip sooner. Just gonna
Okay,
get there sooner.
good. I don't know how sooner you can fucking do it, but whatever.
Shooter ready.
Yeah.
Stand by. Woo! 154.
Whoa, what was it?
But he just got it at 157.
157. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. That's it. What was the splits on that?
17, 13, 15, 16. So first one draw was 90, that one draw was a 93. That was your only 0.3 difference.
Light it up, bro. Light it up.
married?
Huh?
You married?
Dude, I can't get a girlfriend to save my life.
With those
Stop
fingers,
it.
you might be able to.
Stand by.
Clean. Clean.
Should've bowled like a-
214.
I didn't hit that.
Clean. So guys, that is actually something you should be looking at, right? That was for that looked like a fucking shit show, right? But it was clean and 214. What afforded him the ability to have really fucked up splits in there? What did he do first?
Draw.
He drew. He drew. You get the drew, then you draw, and then you can fuck up, you know, pretty much and still be at a high level of performance, okay?
Shooter ready.
Ready.
Stand by. 171, one left, one high. Stand by. Clean, 191.
Very nice.
Was that it?
We're on
Time.
92.
One more time.
Should be good.
Stand by. Oh! 187.
Through that one.
Deal.
Stand by. Clean, 292. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Mulligan.
One. Stand by. Clean.
Class standard is 250. 250.
Shooter ready.
3, 252.
Stand by. Clean, 292. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Mulligan.
One. Stand by. Clean, 284.
All right, good. Good work.
Shooter ready.
Shooter ready.
Stand by. Too low in the head, 222. Stand by. Clean, 255.
Nice, well done.
Good.
Okay. Who won? Hell yeah, players.
Yeah, nice job.
Good work, buddy. Good work. Well done. Good job. Very good. Very, very good. All right. So I know we got a couple high here because people are trying to go really fast, and sometimes you got to push yourself in a safe environment. Other than those couple ones, right? Here's how you want to do this. You take the drill. You take the the 3 types of standards: the national, the class, and then the black belt patch. Right? See where you rack and stack. If you don't hit your goal, first ask yourself before you beat yourself up, did you hit a practical application, right? And for most of you, if you were in that church that day, you would have won that fight if he did it in 3.8 seconds. Am I right about that? Cool, awesome, check that box. Now learn how to get better, okay? For example, those high ones, right? My guy's going super Ricky Bobby fast. Why did you do those high ones? Do you know? So what'd you do with your head?
I lifted it up.
Yeah, so you did your whole body. You did your whole body that was coming up, right? The hardest thing to do is not do things, right? So one of the great things we can do when we go faster is not only in dry fire, but also in live fire, video yourself. And you'll see all the goofy shit you do when you try and go faster, right? I did, what was mine, 168? Did my head move? Did my shoulders move? Did I squat? Did I do anything? It looked boring as fuck. I mean, it was fast, but it was boring. It was like, ga, 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 ga. It's like, oh, you do this 10,000 times before.